What's up guys, I'm Dylan James and welcome to week 6 of Big Brother 16 What You Didn't See. I'm going to tell you everything I've seen from the live feeds that you might not see on the broadcast episodes. Jocasta and Zach lose the Battle of the Block competition, which makes Donnie lose his power and Nicole remain HOH. Caleb and Victoria win the Battle of the Block competition, but in doing so, they have to endure a few punishments. They are both on slop for I think 2 weeks. One of them has to shave their head, and they both have to endure the Adam and Eve punishment, which I'll show you right here. They both have to wear this weird Adam and Eve gown, which is basically them naked and covering up their nether regions with leaves. Ooh, juicy. And here you can see Caleb's shaved head, where he looks all sulky and sultry and is so upset about everything. Oh, poor Caleb, your little couple inches have been shaved off, and you've shaved your head before when you're in the army. Calm down. Caleb was actually very adamant about the fact that he wasn't going to shave his head. He even went so far as to say that he had a discriminatory tattoo on his scalp. To no avail because his head got shaved immediately by Victoria. Caleb has been hiding his new baldness with a hat. He wears this hat all the time now and doesn't take it off. I personally don't think that's fair. He should be rocking that baldness all the time. I guess whatever. But the creepy part is he has the name Amber taped underneath his hat, and then he added Caleb as well, so it says Amber and Caleb underneath like the beak of his hat. So yeah, I guess the love stays strong with that one. Eesh. So along with the Adam and Eve punishment and being dressed like that, they have to actually be tied together for 48 hours. And I don't know how they're going to take it or how well they take it. Caleb and Victoria seem like the complete polar opposite type of people. So I guess they have to sleep together. I think Nicole gave them the HOH bed for 1 or 2 nights. And apparently Victoria was pleasantly surprised about how patient Caleb was sometimes. So I guess their punishment or lack thereof didn't go so terribly after all. The plan this week is to backdoor Frankie if possible. Nicole doesn't trust him and feels that he's playing all sides of the house. Nicole also wants to put a break into the bomb squad / detonator / the alliance that she was never a part of and everyone else was but her. At this point in the game, Donnie is concerned for his safety. He kind of feels that Nicole might put him up as a backdoor plan because he doesn't really know where she stands in the game at this point. The have-nots for the week are Cody, Frankie, and Hayden. Not that it really matters. So it seems like there's only 2 true alliances in the game right now, that being Nicole and Hayden, or Hey Cole if you will, and Derek and Cody, or the Hitmen. Actually, the 4 of them came together and created another alliance called the Quad Squad. They obviously both teams don't trust each other fully, but they do have an alliance which they later changed their name from the Quad Squad to the Rationale, so we shall see how they go. It seems like a pretty solid alliance to me. Frankie, Zach, and Caleb all believe Zach is not in any trouble this week. Frankie, Zach, and Caleb all believe that Zach is not in any trouble this week, that Jocasta or Donnie will walk all the door and everything is all hunky-dory. To save himself, Frankie actually tells Nicole that he can be swayed to vote out Zach if that's what she actually wanted this week. So it looks like nicotine are no more. The close bond between Nicole and Christine was cut. Apparently, Christine was leaking a bunch of information to Nicole that Nicole did not like. Christine told Nicole that Hayden was making out with Victoria and that she finds him disgusting and that it's disgusting that he would do that. What? Christine also says that Frankie is targeting Cody and Derek, which could be true and is probably true, but Nicole didn't like that. Nicole didn't like how Christine was telling her this information and told Cody and Derek right away. Christine is also completely oblivious that Nicole has lost all trust in her. The players picked for the veto competition were Christine, Caleb, and Victoria, with Frankie as the host. The feeds were down for a solid 6 hours on Saturday for an individually timed veto competition, with the winner being Christine. Christine winning the power veto throws a really big wrench in the plan to backdoor Frankie. as Christine was never really part of that plan, and Frankie is one of her closest allies, or really her only ally at this point. She makes it well known that she will not be using the power of veto. So, the detonators have been split up and they all act like it's not even happening. Derek and Cody are sitting back running the show while Christine and Frankie are in their own la la land where they think everyone kind of loves them, but they do not actually, and they're pretty much the next targets. Uh-oh. Nicole actually came up with this good idea to tell Christine that she would put up Donnie if the veto was used. Instead of doing that, she would actually put up Frankie and thus making the backdoor plan work. Nicole told Donnie that he was Christine's next target, and then Donnie actually gave Nicole approval for her to tell Christine that she was going to put him on the block if the veto was used. So it looks like Derek and Cody hold all the cards this week. They alone have the power to evict whoever they want. If they wanted, they could use themselves, Victoria, Frankie, Caleb, and Christine to keep Zach, or to use themselves, Hayden, Victoria, and Donnie to keep Jocasta. This puts them in a very delicate but powerful position going into the double eviction. Since the Hitmen have all the power this week, Derek and Cody have decided that they want Zach out because he's coming after them. They already have Victoria on board, and they are hinting to Frankie that Zach is a huge threat and is bad for his game. I think Frankie's kind of just going along with this because if he stuck his neck out for Zach right now, he'd become the next target. So it's not really good for Frankie's game at this point to stick his neck out for Zach, unfortunately, which is really bad because Zachy forever! The only people unaware of Zach going home this week are Caleb and Zach. Caleb doesn't know because everyone thinks that he'll tell Zach if he finds out, and Zach doesn't know because he's been sleeping all week because he is undeniably sure he is safe this week. Uh-oh. Zach, of course, thinks he's safe this week because his best friend in Alliance, Frankie, has been telling him he's safe this week. Hayden and Nicole's showmance has been kind of at a standstill. They had a long conversation with some other house guests the other night with some differing views on how men should treat women in a relationship and how women should treat men in a relationship, and they threw out a bunch of what-if scenarios, and they had very combatant opinion, and it was kind of funny to watch, but you could tell that in a relationship outside of the house, they probably wouldn't really work. The entire house is still on a tangent about how Donnie is some kind of genius. He used the word osmosis in a sentence one time, so obviously now the entire house thinks he's a medical professor at Harvard. Caleb's lies haven't stopped because apparently he went to med school and can type 100 words per minute. Is the fact that Caleb is on no one's radar bothering anyone else, or is that just me? He was a scary early game player, and he's going to be an even scarier late game player. What's going on? So it seems that Zach is going home in what seems like it could be a close to unanimous vote once again, but there's still a lot of Big Brother left to be played this week. I can't wait for the double eviction this Thursday, and I think Donnie and Christine could be in a lot of trouble during the episode. So, the Big Brother finale has been set for the 24th of September. This leaves plenty of room for 2 double evictions and a returning house guest. My guess is a juror will return, and I hope it's Zach. Zach completely believes he is safe this week. His #1 ally isn't letting him know how much trouble he is actually in. Poor Zach will be blindsided. I'm not really sure where Frankie's vote will go, if he will give Zach a pity vote to maybe help his jury plea later on down the road, or if he will vote Zach out to help his game out later on down the road. Don't really know where his head is at this point, but I do know is that he's not warning Zach about that he is going home this week. At this point, I think Victoria is my new pick to win. Something needs to happen. Moves need to be made. I want to see like Frankie up beside Christine, or Derek up beside Cody, or Hayden up beside Nicole, Frankie up beside Caleb. Something. This is what we want to see. Hurry up. Well, that's all I have this week for Big Brother 16 What You Didn't See. This week was supposed to be a little bit more exciting with backdooring Frankie, but that got nullified with Christine winning the veto. Oh well, hopefully the double eviction will be way more exciting, and that the double HOH twist will be out of the door, and we'll be back to regular Big Brother, and more exciting things will happen. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to scroll on down and hit that like button, and be sure to tune in next week. See you guys.